All right, what up? It's your boy Arthur the Random on the ones and twos, doing all that good stuff. All right, back to it. So let's get it. We're going to be reviewing some of the Game Awards nominees for this year, and we're going to start off with the best debut indie. All right, so they have Blueprints, which I've heard a lot about, never seen any gameplay of it. As there, that's the first nominee of best debut indie game at the Game Awards. So you have Blueprints, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which is most likely going to take it. Despelot, Dispatch, and Megabomb. I'm kind of hoping Dispatch does it. I've heard a lot of good things about Dispatch. I'm hoping they do some. They clean up with something because they came out so late. All right, so now we're on the best nominees for role-playing games. Avowed, I don't think it's going to do it. From the reviewers I listened to, they are not real. They weren't too high on it, so that might just be there out of size. Player Obscure Expedition 33, I feel like it's going to take it. If not, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Outer Worlds 2, I'm not sure. Monster Hunter Wilds, I'm not too sure with that one either. Cause I don't know. I feel like most people don't even. I don't know if people really see that as like a role playing game, but Claire Obscura 33, if they don't take the main overall game awards, they'll take it. If not, there's a good chance it might be Kingdom Come Deliverance. I mean, I believe realistically, I believe it's between those two. Um, Best action adventure game. Oof. So that's between Death Stranding 2 on the beach, Ghost of Yote, my personal favorite, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I don't know about that one too much. What else? Then we have Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight Silk Song might be the one to beat in this category, from what I've heard. I haven't played it. I'm a Ghost of Yote fan, Sony Pony, as they say. Split Fiction, I've heard good things about that, but I don't think that's going to take best action adventure game. I can't see that happening. Best action game: Battlefield 6, Doom: The Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Oof. For me, I think it's going to be between Battlefield 6, Shinobi, and Hades. I completely forgot Doom: The Dark Ages even came out this year, and Ninja Gaiden 4 seemed like it was kind of split depending on the region. Like, I don't think in the West it hit as much as it did in the East and Europe. Like in America, I don't think it did that many numbers and all that. Best fighting game. Ooh, best fighting game. That's gonna be the fun one because as I've as in like there's streamers like or content creators like Rufamonger and Maximilian Dude and all them pointed out, like 2XKO is still in early access, not even out on the consoles. Tekken Fighting Collection 2 is a bunch of games that already came out, but it also has, CVS 2, which I think that alone is going to give it a bump if people are going to go that route. Um, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is the only brand new game that's actually full release that's on the list. And for me, that game has a lot of problems, and I'm not sure if, it had a lot of problems. It's got better over the time, but I'm not sure if people are going to rock with it, like the people who did all the votes. And because it's like to me, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is a game for fighting game fans. Like, if you are competing in the FGC, this is your game. But I don't think it's as accessible, so I'm not sure how many of the reviewers are going to rock with it. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is just a bunch of old games. I haven't even tried it yet, but I do want to get that so I can play Sub-Zero game. I never finished it as a kid. Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. it's been out multiple times. I don't think they've changed that much for it to really win, but it does have a large fan base. And then like my boy Kadai 757, that's like one of his top games right there. So it might have a chance, but I think it's going to be between 2XKO, Fatal Fury, and I can see Capcom Fighting Collection 2 winning. All right, all right. So now we have innovation and accessibility. Huh. I can't really give too much input on this because I'm not sure what they did with what. If I can do this. But sometimes they put it in there. It works. Bring that up. Bring that up. Huh. All right, let's see what they did. All right. So, Doom the Dark Ages, design many as people. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with this one. This one is not something I could feel confident talking on, but yeah. But yeah, so the nominees for innovation and accessibility is Assassin's Creed Shadows, Atom Fall, Doom the Dark Ages, EA Sports FC 26, and South of Midnight. I do know a few of those companies that made giant steps when it comes to making sure games are accessible to everyone. So hopefully, whoever's done the most wins. I hope it's not like a popularity contest, but who's actually pushing forward with the accessibility options, because gaming is for everyone. I know some people find that to be a controversial take, but hopefully that's how it goes. And let's see what else we got. So best family game, there are some options. I already know who I am biasly going to pick, but Donkey Kong Bonanza, I've heard a lot of good things about that. I haven't played it yet because I haven't got my hands on the Switch 2. But like, this, I just really need to pull the trigger and get one. Lego Party, I was listening to Kind of Funny today, and they are saying that game is like, it rivals Mario Party, might be even better. So I'm gonna run it by the guys who I do game nights with and see if they're willing to pick it up and give it a try. Because you know, I'm all for a Mario Party game. Mario. But if it's a fun one, if it's a clone and it's even better, I have to play it. Lego Voyagers. Don't really know much about it. I just remember it looked pretty cool and artsy, so I do want to give that a try at some point. Mario Kart World I played quite recently, and it's pretty fun. I haven't played it on the single player or anything like that, but the racing and like competitive is fun. It's Mario Kart; you can't go wrong with that. Sonic Racing Crossworlds, something else that me play on my stream. I do like a lot. It's kind of old school Mario Kart with all the extra fluff, but I'm hoping they add more tracks and a little more fluff to it. I just actually rolled credits on it recently, which I didn't know there was a way to roll credits in that game. But yeah, it's a fun game. The racing is fun. It's hectic. It's what you like about kart races. If you like Mario Kart, you will like Sonic Racing. I don't think it's going to win because I feel like more people played Mario Kart World and only a certain amount of people played Sonic Racing. And at the same time, I feel like Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, done way more than the other ones. So I think it's between Nintendo. Split Fiction, I've heard good things about that. Hates like they do pretty good stuff. I'm interesting to see how they're if they pick this one up. But I think it's going to be between Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World, realistically speaking. Whew. Now we got Best Sim Strategy Game. Need to split this up, but we don't always have that many. Ever heard of? Actually, oh, split gates. Hey that. I'll look into that one. Tempest Rising, I will look into. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evilest Chronicles. I've played that game on PlayStation 1. I've played that game on PSP, I believe. I've played it on pretty much every release it's released. The War of the Lions, even though it doesn't have all the extra bells and whistles of the game with, the one that had Bathier in it and all of them, it's still a good game. And then adding voice acting to everything, the voice acting alone in that game is, to me, makes it worth it. And they added a little bit of stuff that was never made it over to the West, so I can't wait. I think they might have it. Or the altars. I feel like the altars. I've heard a lot of good things. I remember like when you couldn't turn on Twitch or YouTube without seeing someone playing the altars, and that concept alone seems pretty out there, like in a good way. So I believe nominees wise, it's really realistically going to be between Final Fantasy Tactics and the altars. And the only thing I think Final Fantasy Tactics has going against it is a remaster. But if they don't hold that against it, it might be a close one in my opinion. Now, I want to pace myself, yeah. But best sports and racing game. So now we're looking at EA Sports FC, which is probably going to take it. Our rematch, but EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World rematch, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Oof. Actually, this one might not be as easy as I thought it was going to be because EA Sports, it's soccer, football. You can't go wrong. Like, people love it. It sells crazy. I don't think they've even done too much since they became EA Sports FC. I'm not even sure if they still have some of the old modes in it. I can't say I know much about the F1. Mario Kart, like I said earlier, solid racing game, solid game just overall in my opinion. Rematch is a soccer game. I preferred Rematch to playing some other soccer games I played because it felt like you were just in control of yourself. You could make that run, that cross on the pitch that turns the game around. You could be that person. You could be the goalie who's stopping everything, and that's just your job, just stopping everything. I'm hoping people give it a fair shake because it was kind of rough at start, but I think right now it's like on season 2 or something like that. They don't really have as many game modes, but if you, as a sports simulator game, even though they call it like a duel, as a sports simulator game, I think Rematch has it. In a Sonic Cross World, I wouldn't count them out. It's a solid game, solid racing. Everything's solid about it. It doesn't really push the genre too much, but it does what it does really well. It's not a game to sleep on, in my opinion. Best esports teams, like I said earlier, I don't really know too many of them. Best game direction. I want it to be Ghost of Yotei. But here we got Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, Split Fiction. See, I liked what they did with Ghost of Yotei. I liked how they updated that series down to like it just felt like a lived world when you're playing. Like even when you're like just go on a camp and someone just kind of walks up to you like one of the Anyu like Nakima and you're sitting at your camp. You grab your sword, but you kind of chill out as things start going. But I feel like they really push that. I can't say I played Death Stranding 2, but I've seen some of that stuff, and they did some technological advancements in that game that's pretty dope, in my opinion. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, solid. It's moving JRPGs, as people are saying, but at the same time, I do know some of this stuff has been done, but I'm not hating because I haven't tried it. And some people tell me, it's for a lot of people, it's a reinvention of the wheel, so they might take it. Hades 2, I thought it was more Hades from what I saw, but who knows? Split Fiction, same. It's like it's Hazelight. They make great games, so that might just be another great one. best esports athletes. I'm biased because I rock with FGC, so the only ones I know is Kakaru and Menardi, and that's it. So I hope it's one of those two. Best esports game. I'm surprised Counter Strike 2 is still around. Or well, Counter Strike itself is still around. I know 2 is relatively new, but it's built on a better engine of Counter Strike. I remember working on that when I was younger, building stages and stuff like that. Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang. That is a video game name. Valorant. Probably League of Legends. Probably League of Legends. Just how often I hear that name. As I skip that. Game of the year. So we have Very Obscure, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I might really have to give that game a try. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, because that seems interesting. It's been piquing my interest from what I've seen. I feel like as much as I saw Clair Obscure, Expedition 33 on this list, it might be in a lot for Game of the Year. Death Stranding 2 also on the list a lot, so I feel like they have a fighting chance. Silk Song, I feel like that's a little more niche of a title. A lot more people got into it this time, but I'm not sure. It's a labor of love, though. That is, when they say they make the game that they want to make and they don't care how long it's going to take, that's basically literally about that life. Hades 2, not too sure about that one. Not that it's a bad game, I just don't know if it's going to outdo the other ones. And Donkey Kong Bonanza, I think it has a chance. I think the only thing it has going against it is how long it's been out compared to, well, no, I guess Clair Obscure has been out longer, but people are still talking about it. I don't know. This might be a close one. I'm curious to see who wins it. I don't really have at the moment, I don't really have a dog in the race, but I'm curious, and I cannot wait to see what they do with that melody, because some of them games have some banger music from what I've heard from people let me listen to them. Huh? Yeah. See, like they're rocking with 12 nominations. Ghost of Yote's rocking. Oh, Sony's out there with split them. Yeah, so the indie company, I know some people don't want to call it indie. The indie company, they got contractors. They partner with other companies. Expedition 33, rocking with the 12. Death Stranding is sitting up there with 7. Ghost of Yote with 7. Hades with 6. Silk Song with 5. Split Fiction with 4. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see who wins. I will be streaming it on the 11th. So if you want to, go down to, watch it with me and all that good stuff. Yeah. It's your boy, Arthur Randall. This has been a random reacts about, I guess, the Game Awards. And yeah, if you like, you like what you see, do that whole like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Get down with your boy. Let people know, I exist. Share the word, spread the wealth, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I'll be back. See you later.